We're live? Woo!
No, not yet. It's in a couple seconds.
Seconds? What's up? We're the FREESTYLE, HamiltonRadio.net. I'm Ralphie Rotten, also known as DJ Noise, my right-hand man, Mr. Funny Man, Billy the Kid. We went over the time a little because we're roasting each other. You know, literally roasting each other. Not our guest. Our guest thinks.
Yeah, he cool.
He must think we're nuts because he's like, what did I just get myself into?
Just a little bit.
Mr. Billy, how was your weekend?
Real quick. My weekend was okay. Definitely could have been better for the simple fact that a very good friend of mine is going through something that's real right now. So if everybody could send their thoughts, prayers, best wishes, and everything to a very good friend of mine, good friend of ours. She's family to us all. None other than Nina Dawkins, man. Nina Dawkins.
I literally just seen her. It's crazy because I seen her literally like a week ago. You know, out. She went to see a show. I happened to be at the same location she was at. I was like, hey, what's up? You know.
Yeah.
And then I seen. You know, it's. So my prayers are with her.
If you know Nina, man, she has a heart of gold. She's always smiling. They have fundraisers and everything that they're doing. You could also make donations for Nina's cause. A very unfortunate accident, and Nina's, hanging on. She's strong. She's a fighter. So the good thing is that, we still have, Nina here with us. But all donations and, proceeds, like anything that you could give to help out a good friend, family to us. And she's paved the way for every comedian that's touched the stage in Trenton. Any comedian. Actually,
she's one of the great of the time now. She's one of the pioneers of comedy.
Yep.
In Trenton.
Listen,
she started bringing out people.
The queen bee, like of the colony. She is the queen bee. She's like the queen lioness. Man, that's why Trenton is feeling it. Like the whole, and I mean all surrounding areas, man, from Lawrence to Princeton to, everywhere. Just Mercer County, Burlington County. She's almost international, like they know her from Atlanta to California, like to everywhere. She's just one of those faces, man, like that you just, like she make you proud to be from the city of Trenton. Like she's just one of those people, man, that, that you got to come back to, that you got to visit, that you got to check up on, man. And she's so supportive, she'd travel to like Newark or something on a weekday just to shop talent and then go back to work at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, man. I haven't met a person with that much drive and, just ambition, man. So, thoughts and prayers, man, with Nina Dawkins, man. So I wanted to sacrifice my weekend just to shed light on that. But, look, as long as,
How was your weekend?
She's doing good, then I'm doing good. So I guess it was all right,
How was your weekend at all?
No, just say it was all right.
Yeah, usually you spend about an hour on your weekend.
No. Hey, look, I wanted to touch.
No, I know.
Emphasis on that. Oh, shout out to Blend Bar, man, for having me. They reached out to me to do a comedy set at their open mic, and I went and I tore the house down, and they allowed me to tear the house down.
You know whose stomping ground that is, right?
Yeah, that's yours. Hey. Awesome staff.
It's a good spot. It's
awesome
a good spot.
Management. Awesome staff, man. They really showed me love. Do you understand me? I was nervous.
My peoples, man. That's
that's my first time doing Route 33 out there in Hamilton, man. They accepted me right in. I got laughs from wall to wall. So it's like you can't make that stuff up.
Yeah.
I can't force nobody to laugh. So it's not scripted. None of that stuff, man. So for them to accept me as who I was and get, like what I was saying, like they got everything. And, from what I heard, it was just like, yo, like, listen, like, we got to have you back. We got to have you back. You need to come back. So, I'll be reaching out to Blend.
Nice. That's good, man. Well, my weekend was my weekend. It was okay, chill. I got, hung out with the family. I got more time on my hands at the moment. So it was chill. Either way, I'm blessed. And I'm keeping moving. But it's Things are looking up. I'm working on things. So
A lot of things, man. What I need you to work on is my gate at the house, man.
I know
'cause
you
you did
told
such
me.
a nice job on yours.
Well, what kind of gate you have? A wooden gate?
I took some
Since,
pictures of
you
it.
know, since we're, he's gonna put me, he's gonna make me do his gate.
Shut up.
He's probably gonna pay me in, peanuts.
All right. So look, it's a wooden gate. This is
Okay.
this
Yeah,
is
all
the post right
I
here.
already know it. I can do it.
I tried to dig a little hole there.
He tried to do the.
Man,
Dude, you got you.
Didn't I just say that?
Are you gonna do the whole gate or just the spot?
I need to just line it back up.
You want me to do the whole gate, or do you want me to put it? Do you want me to do it right, or do you want to be a Band-Aid?
A Band-Aid. I just want to prop it back up.
Well, you're gonna be calling me back. You're gonna be calling me back because as soon as the wind hits it again, it'll be back down.
But can't we just dig a hole and ground it?
You can't just dig a hole. You have to dig a hole this big, fill it with concrete. You gotta measure it.
But there wasn't no concrete in there to begin with.
Well, you want to, like I said, listen. Go. If you've seen my fence, okay, I did that while I was laid off in 2017. I did it by myself. Just minuscule measuring here, just to keep it straight. And I was working on my yard at the end is on a slant, so it's kind of, it turns a slight bit, but it's still standing, and it still holds.
You know what you reminded me of when you said that? Are you still standing?
It's still standing.
Sorry,
Let me tell you, it's still standing. And I took a video of it, and it works. My dog doesn't get out of it.
You got a dog.
I have two. I have a pit.
Like since when?
I have a pit and a Bichon. I've had them for a while, quite a while. The reason why, what prompted me to fix the fence was my pit kept on running through the fence, and the neighbor was
Terrified.
at the time, not at the time, didn't care. And I said, "Yo, you need to fix the fence." And he wanted to try to fight me, and I said, "Listen here, that might be a bad mistake for you." And my dog was out there, and she started barking at him. I was like, "Yeah, exactly. Not only I'm gonna get you, she's gonna get you. She's gonna run through that fence." So, needless to say, he sold the house. The neighbor next to me put up almost a similar fence. So we have a fence back to back each other. And I mean, that fence ain't going down. They got concrete in it. I got concrete. I got like 2.5 bags per hole of concrete. So that wood ain't going nowhere.
Nice.
I mean, a tornado could knock it down, but it'll probably be the last fence standing in the whole neighborhood. So
I still standing.
when you want me to come fix it,
Yeah. So,
you gotta let me know if you want a Band-Aid, really good Band-Aid, that you're gonna call me back in about another year if wind knocks it down, or do you want me to do it to where it never falls down again? That's
Listen, I don't want the Great Wall of China, but I just needed a strong gate.
Listen, even the Great Wall of China is not helping
I think
China.
even
right now.
Ruben laughed at that one.
Even the Great Wall of China is not helping China right now. So just keeping it real. Speaking of that, it's insane that the media is souping up the coronavirus. So insane. We now have about 93 confirmed cases in America, and I think about 6 or 7, 8 deaths attributed to the coronavirus.
Don't let the hysteria really get to you,
And,
man.
well,
You could combat it.
the hysteria is not-
There's no medicine for it yet.
It is not what's bothering me. It's that we're battling not one strain, but 2 strains of this thing. So it's like counterproductive. You're going to get one strain, and you're going to feed it, the vaccine, and then the other strain is going to still run its path. It's like the flu. It is basically the flu, except on steroids. Mm-hmm. The only way to combat that is just completely wash your hands. Keep washing your hands.
How did you not run with this so far? And maybe it's just me, but I just feel like this is tied into what happened.
Did you not read my Facebook in the last couple of weeks?
Over in Iran with all of that other stuff? I feel like it's tied.
Did you
into
see
that.
a guy just died? One of their leaders died.
Because think about it, man. The first place to hit was China, and that's the epicenter of. I'm sorry, we're just. Here, just talking about current events. He's like, listen, bro, I ain't come here for all of that, man. But I just feel like it's tied into all of that to cripple things economically, and
Well, listen,
cause
it's the pandemic, because it's not epidemic. It's worldwide. It is now a pandemic.
Bro.
What a pandemic is, it's over continents, and people stand to make millions, billions. The pharmaceutical companies stand to make millions.
At what cost? Though, lives.
And we just don't know. We don't know. At the end of the day, we don't know. I just pray that we as a country have a better head on our shoulders when it comes to this, and grab a better hold on it. Listen, I know some of y'all Trump supporters, some of y'all Trump haters are watching me now and thinking, what am I gonna say? Because all the stuff I've been posting. Listen, I want to keep it real quick on the presidential campaigns. I called it. Bloomberg is out of touch with minorities. You just can't buy votes. He jumped into the race late. He just doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, you got New York, but you're talking about the whole country. Bernie stands to be the guy to beat. But the thing is, they're putting up Biden. They putting up these other people, to take the heat away from him. Because Bernie's on fire. Bernie, Trump is the only guy Trump is scared of is Bernie.
Because Bernie will talk smack with him. I can see them mess around and getting away cursing. F you or F you too.
Unfortunately,
two old dudes just battling.
I feel that the odds are stacked against Bernie at the moment.
Of course.
And Trump could beat him. Whoever, if it's Biden or Trump, then it's gonna be a grueling race either way. But I feel that Trump could win. I mean, we might see Trump another 4 years. I mean, it's sad to say this because I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump hater, but I'm not a supporter.
I don't support his politics, man, but Trump don't give a damn.
He doesn't care.
You understand me? That
he
man
doesn't care.
Ain't got no.
Look, the guy made peace with the Taliban just the other day, and he just this morning he bombed them. He's like, we're trying to prevent an attack. Like,
yo, I don't care.
That's some OG. Shit. Like,
the main
who
thing,
does that?
The main thing that stuck out to me about him, man, was that he was on Method Man album T2 2000.
He was also on Home Alone. He was also in
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
On TV with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was trying to
get the black vote early.
he wasn't he on he was on a couple people's work. He was on The Apprentice, as we know. He dated a couple famous chicks and stuff like that.
Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Jay.
Shout out to Mark and Jay. But I think my prediction is if the Democrats do not get their shit together, we're going to see another 4 years of Trump. I'm calling the groundhog sees his shadow and predicts the summer, the early spring, whatever. Just keeping it real. Like I said, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump hater. I just see it as face value. That's it. I'm not. Politics to me doesn't tickle my bone no more. It's so much hate. It's so much divide within the politics. And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the rich people don't. The powerful rich people don't care who wins or not. We're still going to be fighting amongst ourselves. So that's how I call it. That's how I see it. Tell me I'm wrong, but I call it like I see it. Either Biden or Bernie Sanders have the chance. But like I said, the odds are stacked against Bernie because he didn't do so well the Super Tuesday. Biden just won 8 straight states. So we're going to end that with that. And we have a guest on. His name is Greg. He has GREGS games on Whitehurst Ave, across the street from the Golden Dawn. And
you ain't got the new Tekken.
No Tekken.
Do you do what kind of games?
So we do all like tabletop, board game, card game, role playing stuff like D&D. We had video games for a little bit, but we were like looking at it and I was like, this is cool. But then our distributor hit us with like, oh well, you have to like order this much, and it's like, oh well, this wasn't anywhere in the like contract we signed. We're like, and we're like, okay, so we're not playing this game. It's just not worth it. But yeah, it's like Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dungeons and Dragons,
Magic.
Warhammer, Magic. Magic's the big one.
To all you Magic fans out there,
y'all got spades?
Hey, listen, if you got regular cards, right?
Yeah.
See, listen, card games are card games.
Cards are cards, man.
Cards are cards. Do you what you know? So you sell supplies and
Yep.
stuff for the games.
Yes, the stuff to play the games, the games themselves, the supplies. Like they basically sell. They make these things called play mats, which is like a 2 foot by 1.5 foot like mouse pad. And when you go to a store to play or you go to your friend's house, you lay it out. This is my area. Like don't encroach on my space. I'm kidding. This is my hill. You can't be the king. You know. They got like. Card protectors, so there's like they call them sleeves. They're individual, kind of like
The pink backed.
yeah. They're like clear on the front, colored on the back.
The Ultra
Yeah,
Pro,
Ultra Pro, Dragon
pink,
Shield,
yellow.
yeah, a ton of different colors, some arts.
I don't have game card. I am.
Well, they make stuff
collect
for like
baseball cards.
yeah. I was gonna say they're a big sports card supplier too. Like all the pages for your binders, Ultra Pro makes them. They're the biggest company.
So you sell. If somebody collects baseball cards and they need a box or some hard plastics, instead of going to Walmart, they don't want to wait in that long line on Nottingham Way. They can come see you.
Yep, they can just
Yo, what
come
about
right over to
that,
me.
That throwback game. Remember Pogs? Is
probably
that
had-
still around?
I wouldn't.
No, that's not unfortunate. That was also a little before my
Was
time.
like the coins that you had to like kind of.
I have some old ones that every so often line them.
Pogs.
Yeah, but they're not like Pogs.
Yo, they used to be serious.
They're sports, figures on them.
Yeah.
So every so often I'll end up, if I buy a box of baseball cards, you'll find them. If it's a comment, I'll just
Right.
throw
Yeah.
it across the room.
There's like
He made
comments
me
for
feel
everything.
so old though. He was like, "Yeah, that's before
Before
my
our
time." I'm
time.
like, "Excuse me."
That was a fad. Like it came and went so fast.
But when it came, it was bonkers.
It was hot and heavy. I
it
heard.
was hot. It was hot and heavy. Like the fidget spinners, they
That was such a flash. That was flash.
It was a
in the
flash,
pan.
but the fidget spinners have been out. For
Yeah, they
years.
made a resurgence.
They made a resurgence
Yeah.
like humongous.
The top spinners are coming back now too. Now they're like transformer looking. Like you kind of pull the little string and they fly back. They're going crazy over.
Oh,
those
yeah,
things. Like the old ones, you just kind of spun it. Now they got all type of mechanisms that you pull and they spin for like 3 days.
Yeah.
So, Greg, in your store,
Yes.
let's say I want to learn how to play Magic. Sometime, listen, that's something on my bucket list. It's not number 1, number 2, number 3, but
Somewhere on there.
somewhere in my list. I eventually want to understand why people are into this game.
Right.
I'm not a nerd. Well, maybe I could be a nerd, but I'll still kick your ass.
Hey man, I know a lot of nerds that work out.
You
So
be a tough nerd.
I used to call myself a gangster OG nerd, because I knew so much about things, and yet I could still fight. But let's say I want to learn about Magic. Can I come to your store and say I want to learn about Magic? Do you
Yes.
have those interactive? Do you take the time out to teach somebody?
yes.
So
we have a lot of the publishers send us stuff specifically for that, special products to like, okay, this is the new player. We give this out to you for free. We can sit down, play a game out with you, teach you the basics of the game. And if you like it, you don't have to buy anything. We'll give you a deck for free to play with. But if you want to up your game, then obviously you got to come back, upgrade.
Exactly. You gotta take out those 20 or 30 whatever. You gotta. There's these weird cards or like trees or something like that.
Jay
Yeah,
said-
the
Jay
lands,
said he'll kick
yeah,
both
yeah.
of y'all
Lands.
butts.
See-
Jay said he'll kick y'all butts in Magic.
See, I know a little bit. Listen, I'm not the greatest. Like I said, this is something that is on my bucket list. So whoever wants to get off the phone,
Right.
and do
Well, that's
something.
that's one of the greatest things about the game. I think is not
Gets you off the
necessarily. Yeah. It's like some people get together, like they go to tournaments to try to win thousands of dollars, be the world champion,
Listen,
and all this other stuff. But the big
it's-
thing is you get
Magic
off
is
the
real
phone.
when it comes to money.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
There's
Yeah. They had,
There's a kid that has been to the finals about 2 or 3 times, and he just hasn't won it yet.
Take him
Right.
He's like got the second. He's got the third. I don't know the name of. I'm pretty sure
He's-
you know who he is.
You still rack up the money,
Still
getting
rack up
second,
money.
third.
Still
they
rack
just
up
had,
money.
They did
He's
the
only like in his 20s, and he's racking up money.
Easy
playing
money
it-
for him.
Playing
Oh,
golf.
yeah.
Easy money.
Yeah, well, my first big tournament, I was 16. I drove up. My parents I didn't even have my license yet. My parents drove me up to Edison, some convention center there. There's this big store in Virginia. They have like a national tour, East Coast tour, whatever. And then there's a different store in California that takes care of the West Coast. But that's whatever. They drive me up there. I go in, and my dad's like, all right, like, here's whatever. Here's the $30 for your thing. Have a blast. We'll be back at whatever time. He's like, when he was actually like, oh, well, what time do you think it'll be done? You know, you're dropping you off at like 9 a.m. I was like, well, you know, it's like this long. Well, I'll be here until like 8 p.m. You're playing these games for 12 hours. And it sounds kind of stupid, but it's mentally exhausting. You're playing for so long. And at the end of the day, my parents come pick me up, load up in the car, like, oh, how'd your day go? Like, oh, it was good, whatever. Oh, did you win anything? Yeah, I actually won $100. And I don't know what the bet was, but my parents looked at each other. One of them was like, I told you so. So I don't know what the bet was.
That is great, right? That is great. That is great.
Yeah. So I paid.
That's a good hustle. You at 16, you're not driving. You go up with $30, and you walk out with $100.
I got to play games all day.
And exactly. You got to do something you like.
Man, yo, people might laugh at like a lot of them gamers or like whatever. Like, listen, yo, gamers can make dough. You know what I mean? Like, yo, there
was a topic that I was just talking about how I turned $35 into $1,000. We're not going to elaborate. That's another story.
Game
but
is serious.
There's ways to to earn a living. You know, people play Texas Hold'em. You know, and some people play pool. Thing is Magic and Pokemon. You know, and I've always was a guy. Why are they always sitting at the lunchroom? You know, playing cards. And you would think you can't go into that realm. Because even though as quiet and timid as they are, they'll get up and say, "Yo, you get away from my table."
They are good at. You step in there if you want to.
Yeah, here we go. I was just Googling. They just had the World Championship at the start of February. This guy from Brazil who's been playing for years won it. The prize pool was $1 million. So for like 30-something people.
Insane?
Like.
Bruh.
Now you understand why I'm intrigued to want to listen.
It's like being
if
a
I can
professional.
make money,
It's like being a professional poker player, like Hold'em. Yeah, there's a slight chance element.
No. Let me correct you. That's better than a professional boxer. Do you understand me? They might see like 200,000, 500,000 to get they brains beaten in.
But it's like you said, it's to get there. It's probably the world championship is probably we're talking about probably a whole entire weekend from Friday to Sunday.
Right.
You know, and you're playing could be 8 hours a day, 6 hours the next day, and 10 hours the next day, you know, for that final.
Right.
You know, and you're just like, oh my God, let's hurry up. It's you're gonna make
There's serious money behind this stuff. I just brought it up on my phone again. The guy that just won the world championship, he is now because he is now the all-time leader for cash winnings. He's won almost $900,000 playing this game over 10 years.
Wow, that's insane.
Over 10, 15 years
that
or whatever.
That is insane.
Yeah, listen here.
Yeah, I was, not to go away from, the topic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we jumped into Magic real quick. I was watching some videos, and I'm like, you know what, let me understand. I seen these old dudes talking about the old Magic, and there's old Magic and new Magic.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. There's old and new Magic?
It's it's crazy. So because Magic's been around since 93, so it's coming up on almost 30 years. There's some of the stuff back from the 90s is worth serious money. It's the rules were so different back then. The original rule set actually required you to take the top card of your deck and you flopped it over, and it was an ante. If you lost, the other guy got the card.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
that's heartbreaking.
That's like craps. The street craps. So you lose, you lose your money.
Heartbroken.
Yeah, then the feds or whatever got involved and was like, hey, wait a minute, you're having these kids gamble, and they're like, all right, let's change the rules for this game.
That is insane.
So that got changed somewhere around 95, I think. And now if you look at, there's like formats. Oh, you can only use the newest 2 years, the newest 5 years, whatever. There's a couple.
There's people that still play the old way.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's. I'm friends with the. I always forget the year, either 2013 or the 2014 vintage world champ. Actually, he. So in that format, every card's legal. You're playing with cards that are worth $4 or $5 grand.
Isn't that insane? Could you imagine? Could you imagine just picking up and. $5 grand.
Listen, nah. See, that's your first mistake. $4 or $5 grand. My card ain't touching the table. You understand my?
Yeah.
I mean, and you're probably playing with them protective.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're playing with
Absolutely.
protective, and people know. Was there one card they had a lot of the old Magic had
Mm-hmm.
like different kind of it was dark. It was darker, right or wrong?
Yeah. So the first couple print runs, they had like a black border, and then reprints were white border, but there was a
Couple death cards.
There was a couple,
dark cards,
yeah.
you
Like
know.
the imagery. There used to be a card with like a pentagram, a guy on a pentagram,
Yeah, it was-
and then
I know a little bit. I know a little bit of something. Of
You
this,
just
yeah.
scared to cross over because you're gonna be considered a nerd.
but then there was like the craze of like, oh, like the demons are gonna possess our kids playing with
Yeah,
these
so
cards,
they
so they had to
changed the whole-
clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, there's nothing like horrible with these. Like, it's a card game. It's a game. The one part of the one color, it's divided into like 5 colors. Like, oh, you've got like sun magic and like death magic, and that's what it was. It was the death color. The death color was, people were kind of like, yeah, it's a little wonky. It's like, okay, yeah, you got these
a little
skeletons.
scared.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
There's the
man,
skeletons like skeletons like
yeah,
this
but
and
it's
stuff.
like
Yeah.
but meanwhile, finish a game and go watch a movie with like the Terminator or something.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
What's the difference?
Or Schwarzenegger blows some guy's brains out with a
Yeah,
shotgun.
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
But
We're
I'm
watching
running for
Terminator.
governor.
We're just watching Terminator.
Vote,
Right.
vote
So-
for me now.
So Greg, what besides being 16, going to tournaments and winning some money, what interests you in opening a game shop? Not just electronic games, but I'm talking about just games.
Right. So I got into Magic in high school. I actually went to like this like private all boys school. So they were like, all right, there's no girls here. We can whip out our nerd cards and just have a good time.
I like that.
So
That's well played.
I was like, oh, this looks fun. And I knew my one buddy played. And I was like, oh, Gary, can you teach me? He's like, yeah, sure. So we were playing, and then we started going to this hobby store, and eventually I started working for the guy through college. And it was always like, okay, well, you're hosting these small tournaments, but then me and my friends were driving around all these tournaments, and I'm working for the guy. I'm like, like why? Like I see there's people going to these. Why aren't we hosting these? There's people are telling us they're driving all the way out to Pittsburgh and up to like Albany or Syracuse, whatever. I'm like, why don't we run these? He's like, no, I don't want to do this. I was like, okay. So I laid out a couple plans for stuff for him. I even laid out the money for him. Like, this is how much money you like bring in. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. They don't like, it doesn't make me enough money and everything. I'm like, all right, dude, I think you're leaving money on the table. I'm gonna run with this.
He thinks like me. I like him.
Hustling.
He uses that word. Never leave any money on the table.
Yeah, so it was just like there was a lot of, I don't want to get too into it.
You don't want to tell them your
Because
secrets.
he's still open, and he's upset that I open, and it's his whole thing. But I saw an opportunity.
We don't want to start a
and I took
war of the game shop.
it. Yeah, but there were a couple things that I didn't agree with, and I was the kind of guy where I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna walk the walk. But so yeah, like me and my friends were driving hours, and like after I stopped working for the guy, after I got out of college, it was like, well, I was like, why are we doing this? We're all huddling in a car. We're driving out to this. We're driving down to Medford. We're driving to Delaware, Maryland.
You're not the only car that's packed going up to Medford,
Right.
Syracuse, White Plains or Edison.
Right, exactly.
To Cherry Hill, to wherever,
Right.
Pittsburgh or.
Right. Well, it was ridiculous because there's so many people in Hamilton and Trenton that play these games, and it's like,
That's
all
insane.
right, we're loading up, we're driving out to these hotels, and it's like there's other people kind of like close-ish to us coming out, and I'm like, well, why do we not have a store here?
And Hamilton's humongous.
Right.
Yeah, Hamilton. I
Right.
mean, Hamilton is bigger than Trenton.
Yeah,
it's-
there's something like over 300,000 people in Hamilton and Trenton.
I think
Hamilton and Trenton combined, it's like 500,000 or something.
17, 18.
Sounds about right. Yeah. But like, so me and a couple guys got together. I like laid out a plan and like, oh, I'll help you out with this. And here we are now. We just had a tournament this weekend. It was $1,000 in cash prizes going out. 42 people come out. We got another one coming up in March. Another prize pool's 1,000 if you get like 30 something people, and if we get more, then it can double if we get like 60 something people come out. Because they pay in the entry fee, and obviously we got to keep a little bit for labor costs and overhead and all. But something like 90% of it goes straight into this prize pool for these guys, and they come out for
And
it.
it pays some of the bills.
Oh yeah.
Pays some of the people the labor. Mm-hmm. And you play as well.
I used to. I don't get a lot of time to play anymore. But
you're more operations running the store.
Right.
But when you're hosting something, it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Somebody's got to be behind the counter.
Right. Well, we got a guy behind the register taking money from when they're checking in. We got another guy punching in stuff at the computer, like you're saying. And we have a setup. We've got a camera hanging from the ceiling on like this low profile pole, and we actually stream the tournaments onto Twitch.
Is that insane?
Hey, yo, how old are you?
I'm 24. I'm gonna be 25 in July.
Hey, listen, and it's crazy.
Wow,
man.
that's insane.
And it's crazy because like I'm much older than this kid, man, and I'm just here like learning along the way because some people got it in them.
You got it. You got it, bro.
Thank you.
That's a hustle. That's a hustle, and like you're a good gambler. Like you're rolling the dice on something, and it's like you're investing as well. And
Right. You got to take some risks.
You also know what you're doing.
Right.
You also know the game that you're promoting.
Right.
You know Pokemon stuff.
Right.
You know what you know your products.
Right.
And you probably like what you're doing.
Oh, I love it.
His mindset is a bigger game than that. Like his mindset is like in between checkers and chess.
It's the best of both worlds. Your business life and your career.
Right.
And what your hobby is. You combine you found a medium to combine both.
Right.
Listen. The little college helped probably put your mindset into probably did, but you're more rounded than most some businessmen that don't know the plan from the next. But he's got tournaments lined up every month.
Bro, I'm listening to.
We're thinking about getting into these cards.
Listen,
we're coming up.
I'm looking past the cards because like his mind could have been set to anything.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're taking a gamble at what you're good at and it's working for you. Mm-hmm. You understand? And I'm looking at it like on a Wall Street level. I'm like, because that's how these guys think.
That's it.
Oh yeah, there are some guys they go round and back a little bit to the older cards. There's the like iconic card for Magic is called the Black Lotus, and there was there's like grading companies and all, and you'll never find like a perfect 10 out of 10 just because
it's worth a lot of money.
The last one that sold was a 9.5. It was almost a $250,000.
Now for people that don't know what a grading is, a company specifically takes the card and a person looks over it multiple times with a magnifying glass, special, multiple ways to grade cards.
They got like special lighting and they measure how off-center it is.
They look the color, they look the centers, the cut, they look the edges, they look they look at the writing. Everything has to be pristine. To be a 9.5 or a 10,
is really hard.
A 10 is pretty hard. You get that in baseball cards. But a 9.5 in a card like that's old, and sells for $250,000.
It's like finding a Michael Jordan or a Barry Bonds rookie card, like in a good condition.
You could probably find a Barry Bonds.
No, it ain't. I'm listening to these figures here. You're gonna get a couple $100,000 or something like that. Y'all talking like a million.
Like it's the same concept.
$1 million and keep talking. You just talk past $1 million like it was regular money.
We got a phone call coming up. Hold on. But before I say that, Barry Bonds, there's a dime a dozen now. The print runs, the junk era pushed so many of them out. But this Lotus card, there's but so many of them.
Right.
So that's the difference between these two types of cards. Michael Jordan, same thing with Michael Jordan.
Y'all just saying like $1 million, like it's just something that you just find in the couch.
But I do know I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
card. Once you collect cards, pretty much about cards in general. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, Barry Bonds, you can find it. I can go to a flea market, pull out 1987 or 1986, certain sets, and pull out a Barry Bonds in pristine gem mint, and it's hard, but you can.
Right.
To find a 10 Lotus,
it's impossible.
It's almost impossible. I mean, if you have a gem mint, you're not telling anybody until the right time.
Right. That's stuff like that goes off. You got to know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
Like the guy that found inherited a house from his family. A couple family members. They went up in their attic. They opened the trunk, and they found all these mint condition tobacco cards. So they started grading them, and they started. Instead of releasing them to the public, they release them slowly, so they don't kill the card market.
Yeah, you can't like flood the
So
market.
is that insane?
Yeah.
And then we're talking about millions, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
we got a phone call. Do we still have Ruben? Do we still have the call? Ruben?
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all, I'm looking at the comments, man. Hey, y'all, it's like a whole another show in the comments. Jay is hilarious. So y'all gotta forgive me. I'm listening to
What is D&D? But no, I didn't play
Dungeons and
D&D.
Dragons.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't play
Dungeons and
Dungeons and
Dragons.
Dragons. That's another game.
Bruh.
It's
That's
not
huge.
It's
Listen,
huge, but it's not
yo,
as huge as Magic. It's
Y'all
not
should
as
be
huge
looking
as-
at me like, how do you know that? Well, I knew that. Don't worry about that.
Well,
He
it's
probably-
kind
he
of like
probably
a.
plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Bruh, nerd. I'm a gamer. I game.
Well, it's weird. It's like Dungeons and Dragons. Actually, you could say is bigger than Magic, but
It's
the thing is,
probably what birthed and paved the way for Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yeah.
and
Nah, I'm not that
Magic-
type of gamer. I'm a PS, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a Tekken. Like I'll
Yeah.
kick your butt in Tekken.
oh yeah, I can't play fighting games to save my life. Fighting and racing games, I can't do it.
listen.
Can't do it.
Super Mario Brothers.
Anything that was ever a fighting
Yeah,
game.
I was a Halo guy.
Tekken to Mortal
Halo, he was a Halo
Kombat,
guy.
man, to
he
Ready
was,
to
he was
Rumble
the guy,
for
he was the guy with the
Dreamcast.
he was the guy with the headset. Yo,
Soul
yo, Bob,
Cal- Soul
get over here,
Calibur.
Bob. Get over here. Get over here.
Listen.
Help me get this gem.
Start a tournament. Start a tournament with a Tekken. I'm taking $1,000 home every night.
We're
That's
actually doing
that's a challenge to anybody.
I don't know how well that translates over to Super Smash Brothers, but we're actually running a Super Smash Brothers tournament on March 14th.
Do a Tekken. Do a Tekken.
Tekken?
And
Okay.
And I'm
Look,
trying,
look,
I'm
see
trying,
what we
I'm
can
trying
do.
to tell you, Mercer County don't stand a chance. Mercer County, Burlington County.
Listen. My Tekken guys. I know I know some heads
They're
out
serious.
Try me.
there. Serious.
This is Tekken Street Fighter. I can't do
Listen,
that.
I will beat somebody with one hand. And I literally.
Mortal Kombat. I'm a Mortal Kombat Tekken
She
guy.
better kick your butt.
Mortal Kombat and Tekken guy.
I
And
kick
Super
your
Mario
butt in
Brothers.
Tekken. Yo, anytime you want. Matter of fact, let's make a bet. If you lose, you gotta fix my gate for free.
Hell no. Bills gotta be paid.
Understandable.
I can't pay bills on fighting somebody in Tekken.
Understandable. I just wanted to see.
So Greg, back to you. What when you were a kid? What was your dream job to do?
So when I was a kid, my dad actually had a trucking business, like import export. Like he'd get an ocean container, I don't know, like stereos, where I didn't know too much about it. I was a kid, but I was like, man, this is cool. I'd like to have a business like my dad one day. And then I was in Toys R Us as kids do, and I was like, man, I really like Toys R Us. I really like the idea. I was like, I want.
Story. I used to work at Toys R Us.
Oh, really?
Before it died.
Yeah.
Right before
Rest
it
in
died,
peace.
I was. It was meant to be that I actually, growing up, I don't know if you've seen the picture of when I was a kid. I had a shirt, Toys R Us kid. So
And then
So
you
I-
was pretty much managing it.
I was a manager at Toys R Us.
Okay.
I was a customer service manager, so I was able to experience
Right.
what it is
Right,
to
right.
work at Toys R Us. So
Yeah. So I was like a kid at Toys R Us. I'm like, man, I like Toys R Us. I like toys, and I want to have a business. I'll have like a toy store or a Toys R Us or whatever one day. And eventually that morphed over time as markets changed and my interests changed. And it's like, well, this is kind of just pretty similar. I mean, you got business, you're selling games. You don't like do a lot of toys. The toy market's kind of weird. Amazon's got it's
Yeah.
all online now.
the toy market it fluctuates, but there's certain things that work well.
Oh yeah, like
eBay,
Right.
Amazon,
Right.
third party companies that sell
Right.
certain toys, that only corner that certain aspect of the toy.
Right. Well, a
you
big
know.
thing with Toys R Us is they had exclusive stuff with Hasbro. So that was another thing. They'll pick and choose. Oh, like Target gets this model, Transformer,
Nerf.
but this gets this
Like
Nerf
Nerf.
gun or this
Nerf.
Barbie.
Toys R Us had the ice colored, like they were clear and ice.
Oh yeah, they had the
blue
exclusive.
Nerf guns
Yep.
that you
Hold
can't-
on. Hey, look, this is a sidebar question, but what toy industry just bought Death Row Records? Y'all remember?
Hasbro.
How about that?
Well, Hasbro.
So-
there's a reason behind
So
it.
you're
There you go.
you're gonna get a My Little Pony Transformer Death Row Records crossover soon.
Bruh, yeah, you gonna get like
Tupac. Yeah,
uh,
she's gonna be singing Tupac.
Suge Knight with the Kung Fu grip.
Hey man, they'll do it. I mean,
shaking Vanilla Ice.
Hey, listen, Snoop Dogg, you press his stomach, cloud of smoke come out.
Imagine.
one of my favorite videos of all time is a video of Snoop Dogg. He went to like E3 or something, and there was some guy was recording. There was a sign like no smoking, and then just pans over. Snoop Dogg just got a joint in his mouth. He just looks at the camera guy, gives him this grin, and the video cuts. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
No, they had a Def Jam video game. That was a fighting game. It had like Snoop Dogg, Ludacris, Redman.
They had a Wu-Tang game.
It had
too.
their real voices.
They had a Wu-Tang Clan game.
That Def Jam was the Wu-Tang game came out, but when Def Jam
Sega
did
Genesis.
it, they had the voices and stuff and they had these finishing moves, which were just bonkers, like out of this world. And then like to hear their voice, I think like Redman had like a fart of death or something like that.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was bonkers.
Part of death. But back, so you basically planned your rise into the gaming industry of games.
Yeah, by accident, I guess.
accident,
By accident on purpose.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
so-
All according to plan.
So you're the CEO, basically the owner.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like to be your own boss?
It's stressful. Very stressful. I mean, I've got
At least you're honest.
got like 6 guys. I've got like 6 guys on payroll. I got to make sure they're all paid. I got to make sure like the rent's covered. I got to make sure my customers are happy. Make sure I got all the new
That's why you
releases.
think the way you do. That's exactly why you think the way you do.
I can see you owning a different business eventually.
I think on a
You're
couple
gonna
of them,
buy
couple
a
of them.
different business and you're gonna have two
Maybe.
different businesses.
Yeah. Like life to him is going to be like a board game.
Yeah, that's he took the words right out of my mouth.
And you're young. Like I feel like the younger that you are, and like the older that you grow into it,
You're ahead of your
change.
time, brother.
Yeah.
You're ahead of your time. I mean, I don't know if people have told you.
And now that's what I'm learning.
I had a guy. We had this. They do like preview events, right? So we had this this guy come out. There's a bunch of like because of all like some of the cards are worth so much money. There are people that pay to basically do like stock. Like the stock, like up, down arrows, like they do that for value of magic cards and other stuff like that. And this guy came to one of my events and he had a shirt on for one of these data companies that does like magic and collectible stuff specifically. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't know, whatever. And then after the one event, he's like, oh, are you the owner? I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, hi, I'm with like this company. He's like, I work in Princeton and and like the magic stuff is my side project. But he's like, I had to come out and check you out because you were setting off all these blips on our trackers.
That's what I'm talking about.
He was like, we see you post on like Reddit and Facebook and everything. And he's like, the amount of traffic, he's like, based off this and this, you're like 2 standard deviations above. And he's like going into all this data stuff. And I was like, well, that's good to hear.
You're making the big guys.
Yeah, we're making
you're sending a ripple in the industry.
Yeah, we got there's a bunch of stores out by the shore. There's one in Brick. One of my guys went out there to just playing a tournament, not to like network or anything, but he was just playing in the event. And he was like, yeah, have you guys heard of this store, GREGS Games, blah blah blah. And we're like an hour away from them, and these guys are hearing about my store for whatever. And I'm like, that's awesome. And then this big store, hour and a half north, in Bernardsville, just contacted us this week. He was like, hey, do you want to help collab on this big event? It's going to be this $15,000 cash prize pool.
I was about to call that.
That is.
It's either going to be a merger or you're going to get bought out by a bigger company or something.
Hopefully we can just work together. I mean,
He's like, I want to keep doing what I'm doing.
Listen, man, it happens.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully still doing this, maybe at a bigger spot. Right now we got 1,400 square feet, so it's a smallish facility.
And tell them where they can find you.
We're in Hamilton, New Jersey, 2103 Whitehorse, Mercerville Road, across the street from the Golden Dawn Diner, next to the Eastern Dental of Hamilton, in that little complex.
And for all of you people who don't really know the food landmarks, by the Hamilton Police Station.
Yeah, it's about a mile from the police station.
Yeah, that's how I know where it's at.
And what else do you have in your store? Besides just games, hosting games.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you you said board games as well.
Right.
Let's say the family, my family is bored.
Mm.
We want to go play a board game.
Right.
But I don't want to go to Walmart and do you have vintage games? Do you have
It's
new games?
mostly new stuff. So
more-
we keep a little like shelf in the back of the store for demo games. So you can come in, you can try a new game. We have some classic stuff. But unfortunately, the way it works out is like if a game isn't in print, we can't get it, so we don't have a demo. We might have an older demo copy, but we won't be able to get it unless we source it from like eBay or whatever. But you can come in with your family. You can try out games any night of the week. Wednesdays is actually like our board game night designated. So you just come in. You come in solo. Come in with your boyfriend, girlfriend, your kids, whatever. And you meet with somebody, try some new games out. There's ones that are like based off zombie games. There's ones where it's like classic Risk. There's ones where you're building towns and stuff.
I was just gonna ask him about Risk.
Risk is actually my personal favorite board game, and I learned there's this thing for board games called legacy games. So the more you play the board, you actually change it. You put stickers on it, and you write it, and you add extra pieces. And Risk started this with the Risk Legacy. So how it works is you start out, and normally in Risk you like fill out the whole board on turn one with all your guys. How this works is you get like 10 pieces and you pick a corner of the world to start in, and you actually have to expand out into territory, and then you basically make your own borders.
I remember that game.
I remember that. It's great. It's a classic formula. These twists.
True story.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a secondhand store over the bridge, and I stumbled a box of Risk.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all on the floor. And I was like, oh.
Oh, no.
Like, it just broke my heart because
this
game is never going to be played again because the piece is already missing. You know, it's like...
Yeah.
And it's sitting there on a shelf just being lost.
Right.
You know?
Which sucks. I mean, thankfully now, this is like going back to... It's good that these publishers are on top of stuff. If you are missing pieces, generally you can email them and they just give you a replacement part.
You have chests there, too?
Yeah, we've got like theme chests. We got like Fallout. We've got Game of Thrones, Legend of Zelda. We got like some theme stuff, Super Mario. You know, yeah, we got a little bit of everything. We got that. We got another thing called deck builder games, which they're themed after like Batman, Superman. How it works is everybody gets like a stack of like 10 cards. 3 are worth no points, 7 are worth 1 point. And what it is you flip over cards that are like super villain attacks or super power ups, and you buy them with your points out of your deck, and you just keep putting your deck together.
Nice.
Right, so you can buy like a ton of 5 of spades, or you can buy like 1 king, you know, and that's your power level, and you fight off super villains or evil wizards or what have you, you know.
Listen, I like your store, man. I got to go in there and check it out.
Thank you,
and I got to, I'm more interested in, instead of just going on eBay and just buying a random box of Magic that I don't know what's in it. It's probably already been searched over.
Yeah, that's the thing. You go on a couple people text me like, "Oh, did you check out this listing on Facebook?" It's like, yeah, it's probably been combed over 90% of the time.
Listen, Greg, you in the gaming industry, man. If you could put your ear to the ground and find out who got those Tekken tournaments, man, and just
you're giving him an idea.
Yeah, we were talking about doing Street Fighter. Tekken's pretty close.
Listen, man, Tekken, make Tekken happen. I got one from Quaker Bridge Mall, man. I had got the most recent Tekken, and it had to be an accident. It had to be a mistake, but I seen it listed for $20.
Oh wow.
In very good condition. And I bought it instantly. I'm like, oh no, I need this. And for PS4, because at the time it wasn't even out for PS4 at the time, nowhere. And I found it up at the mall, $20, and I bought it immediately before they realized the accident. Because that game should be like at minimum like $50. Should be like $50, anywhere from like $50 to $75, and it was $20 even, and I grabbed it.
Yeah, you can't beat that
at all. That was like Columbus.
So again, let them know where you at. Your phone. You have a phone number?
Yeah, we got a phone is 609-890-0011. It's again it's 609-890-0011. The address is 2103 Whitehorse Mercerville Road, across the street from the Golden Dawn Diner, same complex as Eastern Dental of Hamilton, about a mile from the Hamilton Police Station.
And listen, if you're looking to build a Pokemon deck, if you're into Pokemon, with some of you, my friends on Facebook are Pokemon fans, check them out. If you're into Magic, I know some of y'all on my Facebook page are fans of Magic, and you need to update your deck. If you want to go into a tournament, check them out. Go check them out. Most importantly, it gets you off the phone. It gets you out of the house.
Hey, listen, I gotta look
You know?
I gotta look in the camera for this one. Jay said he'd challenge me in Tetris. Jay, you don't want these problems,
Tetris.
bruh.
Tetris.
Hey, Jay, you don't want these problems, bro. I kick your butt in Tetris.
Do you have Tetris at home?
I could download Tetris.
I got
You
Tetris at
understand me?
home.
It's classic. Love it.
I got
Can't beat
Tetris
it.
at home.
I can't believe he just.
I got
Jay,
Tetris. Listen, don't mess with me with Tetris.
Really, Jay?
Don't mess with me with
We got a
Tetris.
little triangle game here, bro.
Don't mess with me with
Hey,
Tetris.
look, man, these ain't the problems that y'all want. Well, what Ruben's saying. That's why you spelled directions wrong, stupid. Let's just get that out the way now. Billy, that's the only directions. No. Don't try to fix it now.
Quick shout outs. What do you have in shout outs? You want to give shout outs to anybody? Anybody watching? Anybody going to watch?
I told my girlfriend I was doing this, and she was really hyped up. So I'll give a shout out
she's
to
watching,
Jess.
probably.
Yeah, I hope she's watching. She said she was going to watch.
You get on my page?
On your page? I don't know.
Get on my page, and then it'll be
You
live.
can still share it. Yeah, we
You can
still
still
live.
share it.
Yeah.
And,
Even the
if-
show is over, you can still share it.
Yeah, once the show is over, like Billy said, you can watch it. We're going to be on the app. You can listen to us after. On YouTube as well.
I wanted to ruffle Jay Feathers. He in the comments talking mad junk.
Yeah, share it.
I just wanted to ruffle your
You can tag
feathers, Jay.
yourself if you want.
Here we go. Here we go. I can put this on my.
Hey Jay, I don't want no
It's on your
problems.
page as well.
Yeah.
Ralph want the problems. Ralph said here. Jay
Listen.
Jay came in the comments immediately. He
Listen,
responded immediately.
I'm sick of
Excuse
Tetris.
me.
I'm sick of Tetris. You heard me. I said Super Mario Brothers, but Tetris, I'm good at Tetris.
He said he the Tetris legend.
I was playing Tetris since on Game Boy. Remember the Game Boy?
Oh, yeah, I
the old
remember.
one.
I had the black and
Word.
white. I had the black and
Bruh.
white.
Play that one
I had
to the
the- I
battery
had-
got
I had
hot
the big,
on the
I
back
had the
of
big
it.
one, and my ex-girlfriend gave me her Game Boy, and the battery just was broken.
Bruh.
It was a normal thing now,
Tetris
so I
on
put
Game
tape
Boy,
on it.
Bro, that
Right.
was serious.
So
That was
yeah,
serious.
I don't know if I have my Game Boy, but yeah, that's something on my mind to buy eventually one of these days.
I
To
was
buy an
off.
old
I was off
retro.
pinball on a computer.
So back to
Yeah.
your shout outs. Your girlfriend?
Shout out to Jess, my girlfriend. Shout out to Ben, Justin, George, and all the other guys I work with. They're all great. They work so hard to get everything done. Shout out to Kyle, who's the day manager of the store. Because I'm there mostly at nights and weekends when it's super busy. But he's doing a great job. One of the games that he loves that I wish I could understand is this thing called Warhammer. It's like Space Army Men, and it looks so badass. The stuff these guys paint for it look awesome. I'll give a shout out to Applebee's. You can't beat half price apps. You can't beat that.
Yeah, true. I mean, listen, he went out left field with that one.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to you, man. Thank you for
Thank you.
I know it was kind of last minute, but it kind of worked out. You were able to get out, and
Thank you.
It's once your friend came and approached me and said, "Yo, he's got a good thing going."
Oh yeah,
He's
shout
got
out to Kenny. He's a little crazy, but I love him.
He said, "Yo, get him on your show because it's a good interview."
Yeah.
And I'm happy that we got you
that
on.
Kenny, our Kenny?
No, Kenny that I remember La Lucci, the pizza.
Yeah.
Well, he works at La Lucci,
Okay. All right.
so I go in there
Good
frequently.
slices. Good slices.
I'm a frequent customer. I'm friends
Still?
with the owner. Yes, I'm friends with the owner.
Fat ass.
I go
Hey
in,
man, they got good food.
We go in there once a week. Have you had it?
Oh yeah, we've been ordering them from them for all our weekend events.
Not like
Sick,
this guy.
sick.
This guy has an addiction.
Listen, the rice balls are amazing.
Yeah, I'll have
The
to
rice
get
balls
them.
are amazing. I love the margarita pizza. I mean, oh man, it's just I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. But
Fat ass.
shout out to you. Shout out to your store. Shout out to your people that that work for you. Shout out to your customers. Shout out to the customers that come. That get into the cars.
Without them,
now.
I can't. Without them, I can't
Exactly.
have the store and run the great events that they come out for.
Absolutely, man. That's amazing. Thank you. For, supporting him. Thank you guys for supporting us. Keeping us on here, and Shout out to Billy, my boy here, always roasting, but I can roast back. Shout out to Hamilton Radio. Shout out to Monk. Shout out to Gino. Shout out to Ruben. Shout out to all the shows on Hamilton Radio. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my friends. Everybody. We love you. You know, thank you guys. We're Freestyle, FreestyleHamiltonRadio.net.
Real quick.
Hold on. I'm Ralphie Ryan, also known as DJ Noise. Check us out on Wednesday nights. Real quick, he's gonna throw that up.
Yo, March 21st, Sticky Wicket kicking off Billy the Kid's Wild Wild West Comedy Fest, man. We got a whole bunch of comedians, man, and the musical guests inside the building. Everybody on the lineup is going to be hilarious. Again, that's March 21st. We're trying to do every third Saturday of the month. Sticky Wicket, South Broad Street, Independence Plaza, Hamilton, New Jersey.
And we're out. Peace. Pleasure, brother, coming on.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you,
It was
Bill.